Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady and our story for today. A bad lady, Karen, tries to get me and my wife fired. But before we start, I just want to thank everyone who supports the channel with comments, subscribe, and like, please. Thanks a lot, and let's get started. This happened yesterday, and we are still reeling from what occurred. I never thought I'd see a live, vicious Karen like her, and never in such a way that it scared the ones I care for the most. In a couple of weeks, it will be our oldest child's 6th birthday, so we went out yesterday to shop for her birthday presents. Me and my wife, who we'll call Amber, decided that this year she could choose whatever she wanted for presents, but limited to either 3 small presents or 1 bigger one. So we took her and her 10-month-old brother and went to Walmart nearby and then into the children's toy aisle. And being a kid, she wanted to inspect everything. She'd want to look at this item, and I'd take down an item that she wanted. She'd inspect it, and I'd ask if that's what she wanted for her birthday, and she'd say yes, and I'd put it temporarily in the shopping cart. Then we'd go down the aisle, and she'd want to look at another item, and Amber would take it off the shelf for her to look at, and ask if she wanted that for her birthday, and she'd say no, and it'll go back onto the shelf. Customers went by, I didn't think anything of it, not knowing that there was one we should have been looking out for. Finally, we ended with 10 items that she wanted in the cart, all small items, so she'd get 3 of these and told her to decide what she really wanted from this pile. She looked them over, decided on 2 right away, but really wanted 2 of the other ones so badly, please, that we succumbed to her pleading and agreed we'd get her 4. Little ankle biter had us wrapped around her finger. We told her that we'd get her these presents later, and after surviving a round of pouting and big deer eyes, she gave in with the most heartbreaking, okay, only a kid can give. We went to put these items back. To distract her, Amber asked if she wanted to get a drink from the in-store fast food company, and she takes both her and our baby in his carrier toward the opposite corner of the store. Meanwhile, I was in charge of putting the discarded items back and was to secretly buy the 4 items, put them in the trunk of the car, then meet up with them after. We compared notes afterwards, so what happened here was from Amber's view. When she went around the corner, she heard an "excuse me" from behind and thought nothing of it and kept walking. Then seconds later, a bit louder, "excuse me," closer and louder. She still thought nothing of it and turned a corner towards the restaurant, then finally a tap on her shoulder. Turning, my wife found Karen, instantly jumping to her face as soon as she turned. Karen then told her, "I've been waiting minutes to be helped because you were busy with that one guy, but now where are you taking his children?" Amber responded, "These are my children," which got the immediate response from Karen in a larger voice, "Then why do you have children while you work? You have daycare for things like that." And while Amber was trying to figure out what Karen was saying, Karen then moved her hand as if to go for the carrier my wife was holding. Instinctively, Amber pulled her hand back so Karen couldn't get a hold of it. That was enough to wake up our son, who started immediately crying. Amber then moved so she was between her daughter and this cranky woman. Then pulled out her phone and quickly texted me. She was able to send off the one text before an enraged Karen swats it out of her hand, telling her employees should not be on their phones while working. My wife tried to explain that she doesn't work here and has never worked here, while trying to soothe our son. Karen then said, "But I saw you take that item down for his daughter and put it back multiple times. Surely you work here." When Adam tried explaining that it was going to be her daughter's birthday soon, Karen just swished her hand aside, sniffed, and said, "That's something you should do while not working and without your kids here. You think you can do whatever?" And then she must have looked at my daughter, because she immediately grabbed Amber's legs as she was worried something was going to happen to her. Amber put a hand on my daughter's head, trying to comfort her somewhat, and tried to tell Karen sternly, "I just told you I do not work here." Only to have Karen scream, "Yes, you do! I want to see your manager!" Now our daughter's scared. At this point, Amber was about to unleash the one thing I've dreaded ever since she became a mother. This inner beast, which is half bear, half thunderstorm, and all motherhood, that has the full weight of God's fury when it comes to protecting our children. A little pissed off at this old woman who was scaring our daughter, and she started raising her voice too. Back to me. I've started returning the toys when I get the text from Amber. Looking at my phone, all I get is, "I need help." Leaving the cart, I ask where she's at and working my way towards the central part of the store. No response. I did hear my son wailing loudly, though. Fearing the worst things only a parent can think of, I run towards the crying, with a loud voice yelling and Amber's voice starting to get loud too. Turning the corner, I see Amber trying to talk to this Karen who was screaming about getting her fired, trying to calm down a very scared little girl hiding behind the mother's legs and soothing a jolted baby who'd been napping all this time. I ask Amber what happened, and the Karen turned to address me. "Finally, a manager," she half yelled. "You have to fire this worker of yours. She's such a bad employee that she cannot leave her children at home." I gave her this look of not understanding before catching the words employee. The company employees wear a well-known blue shirt, managers wear yellow vests, and all wear name tags. Not sure what they wear for pants because I've never thought to look. Now Amber was wearing a dark red long-sleeved shirt and blue jeans, no vest that has the logo, and no way could this be mistaken as an employee. I was wearing a green shirt with a certain football logo on it and blue jeans too. No name tags on either one of us either, so I have no idea how she got employee and manager out of what we were wearing. Chalk it up to Karen's glasses, I guess. Then I made a mistake. I said, "She doesn't work here. She's my wife." Oh boy. She latched onto the "my wife" part as if she was a cross-examination prosecutor in court. "Your wife? You let her bring in your children to work? Are you so broke that you cannot afford a babysitter?" Couldn't get a word in edgewise as she just bellows this tirade at us. Finally, security gets there in what seemed like forever, but really was only minutes. Karen sees them first and yells, "Security! I want both of them out of here, and I want to talk to whoever owns this store now." The officers don't even look at us, but at her, and say, "Okay, let's take you to the office," and escort her away. She looked back, pointed at us, and yelled, "What about them?" Where the other officer just said, "We'll come back and deal with them after you come to see the owner." Once they leave, I take the carrier crib away from Amber, and she turns to pick up a very scared little girl, who immediately latches onto her as if she had no plans to ever let go. It takes us quite a while to calm down our son, and I end up finding a chair in the outdoor section. Amber says she's going to the bathroom with our daughter and takes off. I'm too busy worried about my son to give a damn to whoever passes until I hear, "Sir, sorry to bother you." I look up to see someone who's wearing a manager vest, and he says, "We apologize for another customer harassing you and your family like that. We now have her sitting in our office until police come, and we do plan to charge her for harassment. Would you like to press charges too?" I simply replied, "I just want her gone." Manager nodded, then quickly left. Now hearing how she went and tried to go for our son, even if she didn't mean to, I wish I had. Amber came back soon with our daughter in hand and looked less pissed than when she was before. I passed our son on to her, and my daughter climbed into my legs and gave me a big hug. "Is the bad lady gone?" my daughter asked me. I smiled and said, "Yeah, bad lady Karen is gone." More hugs as my wife holds on to her now quiet and awake boy. We didn't bother to go back and grab the cart with the toys she wanted. Amber said that she'll get them later this week. I saw the same manager as we left, and he passed something to us. It was a gift card as an apology for the trouble Karen caused, and apologized again. And my daughter got treated to some ice cream, so she was happy about that. Lady tried to get me fired for not helping her at another store. I work at an electronics store. In this store, we have a customer that up until this point had been a total blast to help. I've been helping this lady multiple times, and she's never given me any issues. One time I was out shopping for groceries for a party, and I was kind of busy. This is a big store that just happens to have an electronic department. The lady I've been helping multiple times was in the store shopping for electronics. When I walked by, she noticed me. She waved me over. Then she asked me which of these phones she should get. I said I was kind of busy, so I kindly said, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but I don't work here. There's an employee over there. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to help you." She didn't accept this answer. "I know where you work, and I know that you're good at all this electronic stuff, and it shouldn't be a big hassle for you to help me." This kind of took me by surprise since the lady's always been so nice to me. I told her, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm kinda in a hurry. I need to get going. Please ask the employee of this store for help, or come into my store tomorrow if you insist on me helping you." She then gave me a look that could kill me, and I kindly walked away. The next day I come into work to the sight of this lady screaming at my manager. She demanded that he fire me because I was very rude to her and refused to help her. My manager called me over and asked me to explain what had happened. I told my manager about the incident at the other store. My manager then looked at the lady and said, "Sorry, ma'am, but my employee is not obligated to help you out at other stores or if he's off the clock. This employee has a good reputation in this store and he'd never be rude to customers." The lady got as red as a tomato, then angrily stormed out of the store. Both my manager and I thought that was it with her, but nope. A few hours later, she comes back to the store with every single product I'd sold her, and she demanded a refund. She yelled at my manager, "I refuse to support a store with such bad customer service." My manager then tried to explain that a refund would not be possible since store policy clearly stated that all refunds may only happen within 30 days in an unopened state, or if the product is faulty. But since most of our products are quite expensive, and most of the faulty products get sent in for service and not refunded. The woman kept screaming at my manager and demanding a refund, but without luck. After about 10 minutes of screaming, my manager called security to escort the lady out of the store. We all thought we were done with her, but again, nope. After a bit, she came back in with 2 police officers pretending she got assaulted by security. We kindly explained to the officers what had happened. The officers looked very annoyed at the lady, and one of the officers said, "Ma'am, you're going to need to come with us." The officers escorted the lady out of the store, and I haven't seen her since. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you soon.